So while I won't be going live anymore here on TikTok to share transformation, for all the people that have been there for me, I just want you to know I love all of you with all my heart. And the people that listened to me, the people that gave me permission and trusted me to coach them, you're the only people in my life that knew me. And so as I continue on the journey to try to bring some light and love to this dark world, it's just the truth that there's nothing special about me. That one of the most important things that anyone ever told me was a man named Randy McNamara. He was a Landmark Forum leader. After I took that class, I got to see what was possible for people. When I saw 150 human beings' lives transformed in a single moment, lives just utterly set on fire. Forgiveness that I'd never seen before. Pain and trauma that psychology would say damaged you was let go of. Families healed. And on Sunday, when I got to see the people that invited the people to go and take this class and stood for them to get transformation, it's the hardest thing to do because you're talking about something unknown. You're talking about something that violates every convention that we understand. And yet it's true nonetheless. Buddha found it. Jesus found it. Many traditions found it. But this world that we live in is not based on that. You got the DSM-5 over there that's trying to answer the call of the ego. The voice in your head, the Bible called Satan, the serpent for Adam and Eve. The always and already listening Werner Erhard shared to make the voice disappear for 150 people at one time, having the voice vanish. The voice that I have you look at right before you set yourself free. You understand what that's like? To have the extraordinary privilege of being shown the truth to where I can come and 20 minutes later, somebody that was told they had borderline personality disorder is set consciously free, and they go back into their lives, and the first time that 7-year narcissist relationship has that man devalue them, their consciousness shows them the entire relationship in one moment, an epiphany, and it's instantly no contact. And no sword formed against you shall prosper becomes their new world. And then 5 other relationships instantly come into view, all gone. And this person is now set free for life because they trusted a stranger on TikTok. In 20 minutes of talking and just letting go of I let go of the right to have the complaint that I'm broken in my life forever. Letting go of all the triggers that I found. If I gave you 35 triggers to let go of and you did it, you would be set free. And that's what I've been sharing. Freedom. I pray, but it's different. I connect with something. And I connected and I said to Jesus, I said, I see your salvation, brother. You know what I also see? I also see science. I also see Buddha in a cave. I see Werner Erhard listening to Alan Watts talk. And I see him finding his freedom because he had to go and check it out for himself. And when Werner Erhard came back with his epiphany, he put together modern transformation. He took 30 years of Zen meditation and turned it into a 3-day class. And that organization didn't know that the most effective coach that they've ever had in their program, the ILP, who took a 6-month program, and all 3 of my people were the only 3 people to finish by the 2nd to 4 weekends, and it was easy. And I got pushed out of that organization, put back out in the wilderness on my own. And here I am, I've taken that 3-day class and all the other classes in 44 years of life and turned it into a 20-minute talk. Oh, I can do an hour or 3 hours. Depends on how long it takes for someone to let it go. But you see, that's not a conversation for the web. That I didn't come here for that. That something happened to me a year ago. Something miraculous. And it's taken me all this time to see it. That each individual has an infinite universe in their mind. And I'm just so lucky I went to Chapman. And for some reason, just because someone told me that exercise physiology was the hardest class there, I took it. And I had to buy the book after I got a D on my first quiz. My little imposter syndrome, as a person convinced I was broken, because that's what the school psychologist said. I had a learning disability, apparently. My overactive imagination was getting in the way. They couldn't see that a child building remote control cars from scratch or understood engines already was actually reading just fine. If they would have asked me about reptiles, amphibians, or whales, I could have told them. If they wanted to know how the engine in their car worked, I could have told them. But to this world, I've always been broken. I've always been wrong. I've always been a cheater, a liar, a fake, a phony, an imposter, a user, a parasite. In a world where a year ago I lost everyone and everything I've ever loved, and every dream I've ever had was always for others, was always broken. A world that denied me, myself. It was never a world that I was supposed to exist within. I can see that the only world that I exist in is the one that I stand for everyone else. That I've given my life for it. And whatever this world is going to bring me, I accept. Because I know what it does to people like me. People that see the truth. People that develop the power to look at a future that the world says could never be. When Martin Luther King saw a world where the grandchildren of former slaves and former slave owners would sit at the table of brotherhood, Jews, Protestants, Catholics, Gentiles, everyone, holding hands, and I could see the dignity of all the people listening, and I could understand that the greatest challenge wasn't just getting legislation passed. It was getting people to see past their victimhood, past their righteousness, past their fear, to stand long enough with him that he had already chosen that. Because he did see the promised land, and they wanted you to believe he was just a good speaker, put his name on a high school so people could try to emulate him. And now all these victim movements are tearing this world apart. People fail to see their own humanity. People fail the responsibility test of humanizing people born somewhere else. And people take the teachings of love and use it to load a clip or put a bomb on something or blow themselves up or target a hospital with children in it. And it breaks my heart. It's when people see me frustrated here and think it's because of my income, think it's because I'm affected or something's wrong with me. My heart breaks because it wasn't them breaking me. I broke my heart knowing the people I loved would never live in a world where love was true. They didn't see the love that I always had for them, that they just didn't.